What's crapping, people? Made it here to another episode of Kicking It with Kpop, and I'm here with Vaughn Coleman. Hi, Vaughn. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, listen, it's I think it's a Tuesday.
It is. It is. I was like, what? Losing track here, but no, it's a Tuesday. It is in fact a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, but it also feels like a Monday today. So this is one of those days. Get the Mondays on Tuesday. Yeah. So no, I'm excited to get to talk to you because I've seen you around chats. I've actually been in your Final Fantasy streams a whole bunch.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I think. How'd you find that?
Oh, it was actually fun because I have not played the remake, but I am very much in a gamer, and I do all my Final Fantasies. So it was fun to see somebody actually play the remake so far. So yeah, eventually I'll get on that, but I have a mountain of Switch games that I just purchased.
Oh yeah. I have so many games to play. I have Stellar Blade, which I've had since launch, and I have not touched it.
Nice. Yeah, look,
I have not.
I was just going through this stack here. This is all my newer ones I got in the last month. So yeah, we got a whole chunk that we need to play. These are all hefty RPGs plus Hogwarts over there. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. I can't wait. It's good times. So yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I get to chat with you and introduce you to my audience.
I'm excited. I love Final Fantasy. To the point where I did a 2-hour video essay that not enough people watched.
Interesting.
On the original game, because I think it's like, my video essay is Final Fantasy VII, a masterclass in storytelling, because that's what I think it is.
Interesting. Like last year I did a Final Fantasy stream with Ben, Fusebox. And we really got into our hate for Aerith. Are you Team Aerith? Is my question.
I don't hate her. I'm Team Tifa, which actually, fun fact, we came right in. All right, I got to tell you some Vaughn Coleman right off the bat before we get into comics and anything.
Yes.
I stepped my foot in a shipping war by accident because I did this video essay. And I'm like, it's 1,000, and I was poking the bear a little bit.
Gotta poke the bear.
Because look, I'm not a huge fan of outrage marketing, but like, I was nice enough. Well, I thought it was. The shippers didn't. Shippers, by the way, the most easily offended, most militant.
Oh, they get so upset. I know.
But I posted saying that Cloud ends up with Tifa is not about shipping as much as it's understanding the game's themes and whatever. And I did they lost their minds. They lost their minds. They were very upset with me over this post. And what's funny, I didn't discover this until like a month or so ago, but there is a video essay that has more views than my video essay, and it's a guy who's Team Aerith debunking my video essay. I was like, wow. So
that is some bull crap right there. Yeah. No,
and I didn't view it as a like. Here's the thing: I like Tifa better. I love Aerith. Yeah. I think they're both extremely likable.
Yes,
but I was like, I just think that the way the game is structured, it clearly is supposed to end with Tifa.
Cloud and Tifa, Aerith and Zack. That's where it goes. And then Yuffie's amazing by herself. She's a kick-ass babe.
Well, she's also like a child, so
Oh, I mean, they're all teenage-ish.
Well, they're like early. I mean, they're close enough. They're young. They're young. And Sid was like 35 in the original. I'm like, that guy's not 35.
But Barrett and Sid, when you watch it, you're like, oh man, these are some old dudes. But then as you surpass their age, you're 30s. Like, oh shit, yeah.
I mean, I'm not like I'm older than Cloud, but they're like, he's the old weathered guy, and he's 35. I'm like, he's 32 apparently from the original character design. I'm like, Sid is not. He is not 32. That is ridiculous.
I know it's funny. I got here. My goal is to get every single one of them. There we go. We got some advanced.
I have to play that. But yeah, I mean, I got into the shipper wars. They really were upset with me over Twitter. I remember one person who was like just one of my comic book fans just responded to my tweet saying just something rather mundane. And then I remember he messages me and he goes, "These people are unhinged." He was like,
you do not want to mess with shippers for a major fandom.
Be a bad person.
You don't want to mess with. That's one trade you don't want to mess with, which is hilarious because they will. Man, those are their god lords. That's what they. It's just something. Because man, it's been. I think I was in 7th grade no, 6th grade when Final Fantasy VII came out. That is literally, listen, I graduated 20 some years ago. That's a long time for that to be out and about. But yeah, no, that's it's amazing that still has fandom to this day. And I like that it's being remade.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's one of my main things when I'm a creator is true classics never go out of style, right? It's just one of my main things. That game is older than me. You know, came out in 1997.
Yes.
I was born in 1999. But it's so timeless. And I remember, you know, because I didn't know certain details. I remember a friend telling me to play the original before remake. I was like, fine. And for some reason, I just on a whim, I just played it. And I was so immersed. I mean, I talk about it at length in my video, but it just the way it's not even the story itself that's great. It's the way they tell it.
Yeah,
is so spectacular.
It is when that came out, it was like one of those things that kind of hit you like really hard because it was one of the greatest games like around that time that really got people like really wanting to go. Because back in the day, that's when we were going to Blockbuster. That's when we were renting stuff. So we would go like every weekend to re-rent that and replay it over and over again because you had to have so many discs for your PlayStation. Like, so you had fun doing that. But here, I'm gonna drop the links to your YouTube so you can go and follow.
Yeah, I just dropped it on the Final Fantasy VII review in in your private too. Yeah,
nice.
I mean,
here. Let's see, copy link. Yep, here. So I got that down. But yeah, go follow him for everybody that's in there, and then but also follow his YouTube. You gotta go to YouTube channel. You can also go follow and watch that video, which is also right there. Bam, check that out. I see good stuff in here popping in. Yeah, no, that's exciting. Listen, Ben and I are probably want to do our Final Fantasy stream again. You can come back and talk.
I'd love to. Let me know, man.
Perfect.
It was a lot of fun. I will say there were some nice Aerith shippers that I did meet. But yeah, I mean, again, one of the things that drives me crazy is they use every time something happens, it's evidence for and against their case. And it's and I'm like, dude, like, what about like? There's so much going on in that game.
There is so many layers to 7. Like, because you have like Sephiroth, Kabad, gorgeous hunk of man. Just his story alone is just amazing. And then you have like spin-offs galore in here happening because you have like really cool other side characters that are awesome. And I love seeing that. So yes, and I do really love that they're giving more character time in the remake to some of the other characters that didn't really shine so much.
Yuffie.
I think that's fun.
So good.
I know. I love seeing that. So that's
I like Kate Sith, what they're doing with Kate Sith. They screwed up.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Disgraceful what they're doing. Like, Sid wasn't even playable. And then, I mean, Vincent is cool so far. He's really cool. So
Vincent is awesome. He has some. I loved his side game. I forgot what it was called, but I love Vincent. He's one of those other saucy dudes in here. But let's we can keep talking Final Fantasy. That's fine. But let's go say hey to some people in chat.
Yeah, sounds
all
good.
The way from 1:41 p.m. We have GT Key Comics. What is up, GT Key? And we also got Michael up in here talking to us in some German. Thank you. Welcome in. Let's see. Take Ferret's in the house. Apparently he's on Dadland. All right, keep on lurking. We got Apex in the house. What's happening, Apex? Fanta is in the house. What? If you guys don't know, you guys, for Justin Belmont, he has that pencils down art contest. We could go draw Fanta as a Dark Angel. Get on that action. That's hot. And then we got Good Stuff. What's up, Good Stuff? I love seeing Good Stuff in the chat. He's good peeps. Always good time. Yes, you remember Duck Hunt? Duck Hunt is a fun game. It's one of my top games back in the day. I got John. What's up, John? How you guys doing? That's right. Here, you get some hearts for Fanta. That's right. All right, Matt. Because it's all about you today. It's you. Let me make you the big because you were here. So, for those the people that are just joining us and may not know you, please give yourself a little introduction. Who is Vaughn?
So, my name is Vaughn Coleman. I am the writer and creator of a comic called Phenomenova. We are currently doing our 2nd issue. I majored in filmmaking, so I am a filmmaker as well, though I've lately been focusing on writing comics, publishing comics, and all that kind of good stuff. And that's basically the gist of it. I put my comics over there. I'll have to grab it to show the one I made, but I'm into basically anything you could name. Like I love YouTube stuff as well. Like we were talking about earlier, I played video games on there. If video essays weren't so time consuming, I would and had more guaranteed return on investment, I would love to keep doing them. But I love, if you follow my channel or me on any socials, I love to gush about all the stuff I'm into. I'm into comics, movies, video games, you name it. That's basically me. But yeah, I writer. I like to act too, honestly. I used to act a lot in my friend's short student films. I took a few classes on it, but I was always writer-director first.
That's really cool. Good Stuff actually has a question for you about that. And he says, that's awesome. What kind of film? He does video editing. What were you actually doing in the film?
So I was basic in the sense that I wanted to do what everyone else wanted to do. I wanted to write and direct. Although, there were kids that were cinematography, whatever. Not me though. I mean, I liked writing, directing, acting. But ultimately I was like, if I could pick one, it's a writer. Ultimately what I came down to. Is that would be my favorite. I think that was my main thing. But obviously, when you're in the film industry, like I've worked as a PA on a couple of movie sets, like that kind of thing happens. But that was my main thing.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have while you drink some water, do you have a specific genre of like film that you like to watch? You kind of like myself. I kind of watch it all, but I kind of gravitate towards like the fantasy, the sci-fi, and the horror stuff. But I do love all forms. I really love Criterion Collection stuff. Oh, some of that early stuff is amazing. That's just gorgeous filmmaking.
I gotta confess, like I used to watch way more movies when I was in high school and early college, but since comics, I haven't been watching as much lately. But I should. I mean, I love, and that's why my YouTube content is all over the place because I kind of but I mean, I love horror movies. I love all kinds of that stuff. You mentioned horror, so I went through a huge slasher movie phase, and I feel like it resurfaces every couple of years with me.
Yes.
So my favorite horror movie of all time, right behind me, Halloween.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
that is, although I think I'm going to say it, Terrifier 2 is one of the greatest slasher movies ever made.
Oh,
I saw that at a film festival, having not seen the first one. And then honestly, I found the first and third aren't as good as the second. Like the second to me is like on such an amazing scale. I can't believe I was like in disbelief at how good that second movie is. Which fun fact, that movie was crowdfunded.
There's a lot of horror movies that are crowdfunded, which are absolutely fantastic, and I love seeing that.
My actually only full screenplay for a feature-length movie that I ever wrote was a slasher movie. It was for my final in college for screenwriting.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
With your love of like horror and stuff, do you ever want to do like a horror book? Like a comic?
Comic I'd love to, but I'm actually working on, while I'm here, I might as well mention it. If you go to my website and go to the coming soon, you could actually see you have until St. Patrick's Day to submit short horror stories. It's not comic book, but you can do horror art, or you could do horror short stories. You have to fit. It's called Reapers in Pursuit. Is basically anything related to that thematically or on any level. It doesn't have to be a literal reaper. Is the name of the short story collection, and it gives all the rules there. But yeah, you have until St. Patrick's Day. I've written like 4 stories for that. I think 5, but I'm not sure if I want to include one of them.
Okay, no, that's awesome. I'm a huge fan of horror anthologies. Actually, that's some of my favorite like reads and watches, and I always gravitate towards that kind of stuff. And Good Stuff is saying that he loves comedy, sci-fi, horror. I see what you did there. And been getting into documentaries, dramas lately. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on there. What's that, Bone? Bone also watches horror movies. Nice. Listen, I love there's a good range of chats in this.
I mean, I love other stuff too. I love action. Superhero stuff, although I feel like that's been falling off lately. I haven't been watching a lot of recent stuff. Although I love Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I love that movie.
Okay, I've not seen that one. It looks really good.
Oh, it's so good.
I have not seen that one. It looks really good.
I am so excited for the fourth one. Like it's contender for the best video game movie of all time.
Oh, dang. That's saying a lot. Like that. Yeah.
Is it saying a lot?
Not really, because listen, I grew up watching at the drive-in the OG Mario movie.
Oh God.
Exactly. Yes. You know, I think it's one of those movies that's so kind of bad. You kind of have to watch it just to give it a little bit of respect because of what they tried to do in this film. Because at the time, what was that? Late 80s, early 90s? They didn't really have the technology to really bring forth a really good like action, but also like game kind of thing. But it wasn't too bad.
I don't know because I've never seen that movie.
Okay, you kind of might want to just watch it and just be like, wow.
I know it's a culture, for better or worse, it is a cultural milestone. I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
I did watch the 90s Mortal Kombat movies, and I was like, this is pretty interesting. The first one was better, I guess, than the second.
I think for the Mortal Kombat movies, I like the original one. I don't really remember too much of the second one, but I have seen it a million times. But I kind of like the TV series better.
I haven't seen the TV series.
Okay. TV series had some of the same characters that were in the movies. So that was kind of interesting. It was like a continuation. Okay. Good stuff has to hit the hay. Thank you. Thank you very much for stopping by. We always enjoy you. PCT, yes. Superhero fatigue is real. And for the movies, I believe.
I'm going to have to, I hope not, because I'm writing a superhero book. I'm creating it. I think, I question that because Invincible is popping off. It's doing super well. I think in terms of the mainstream, we might see a decline, but I think superheroes, as long as we keep doing good stuff, is going to, keep, listen, people like Phenomenova. So I'm hoping it sticks around for my sake. For my sake, I just getting started. So,
oh no, that's exciting! Come on, this is issue 2. We're gonna get to that in a hot second. But no, I think it's kind of like there was just so much Marvel thrown at you. It was just too much to consume, and they kind of just pushed so much out there that they couldn't really take the time to do like quality control after like that first phase. But you're talking to someone that grew up on the superhero, the Supermans, the Supergirls, the Howard the Duck movies. I watched all of that growing up. So to me, any movie that we get is exciting because it's some stuff that has been in my life for like a lifetime. So I kind of love it all. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all the DCU movies coming out. So I think that'll be kind of interesting just to see what they go there. But they could also really take... because there's some really good martial arts movies that kind of have that like superhero kind of flow to them. They could kind of really work more into that kind of thing. But yeah, I think there's some good stuff happening. Oh, Henry's got a question for you. Who is your favorite New Mutant?
Vaughn? I see this. All right, real quick. So often, I swear it happens all the time. People call me Vaughn. Like all the time, they'll type it. I'm like, how hard is it to just get the N in my name? Anyway, my favorite New Mutant is Magic. Now, what he wants me to say is my favorite New Mutant is Cypher. And the reason he wants me to say that is because I like Cypher. And apparently that is a very unpopular opinion to have.
Hey, one of my friends, their favorite character of all time is Speedball. Okay, you don't know whose favorite character somebody is. People pick characters for random reasons. And also, listen, I'll take Ba over my last name, which I called Worm my entire life. And also, my most typo name of all time is K-Poop.
Unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but also I ran with it. So yeah,
I read my first Speedball comics recently because I was reading that New Mutants. I was reading that whole like Kings of Pain storyline, and it had the New Warriors graphic novel, and I actually ended up liking them. There's that one Speedball story where like his powers are worn off, and he keeps trying to like fall, and someone keeps saving him. I don't know if you've read that one. It's a really good. So I like Speedball based on what little I've read. Is he not a well-liked character?
I don't know. It's just a random character, but our friend Beckerman really loves Speedball, so he buys up all the Speedball stuff, and he wants more Speedball things. He hates Joe Rogan for canceling a Speedball side story.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. He talks crap about Speedball, and they actually canceled a mini series that was going to happen.
What?
Yeah, that happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? How like people can say stuff and it just doesn't happen. The climb is happening due to the filters all the same. Yes, there's kind of the MCU I think is interesting because there was just so much thrown at you at one time. You really couldn't take a break before the next one happened, and you kind of had like Star Wars like thrown in there at the same time. So it was kind of like just so much happening at that time. But I really enjoyed like in the 80s and the 90s when Batman was coming out, the Tim Burton stuff, because it was kind of like that dark and wacky, but they got really kind of like they nailed like the comic vibes, even like the weird ones, like Batman Forever. It was just weird. I like it. That's okay. That's adorable. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I was about to. I want to find out like who are my fellow Cypher. We're gonna call it hashtag Cypher Squad. My fellow Cypher. All 5 of us as fellow Cypher defenders are gonna band together.
Perfect. And we got George.
Do you know who Cypher is, by the way?
Dude, it's been a hot minute since I watched any of those.
He's not in the films.
Not the films, but
no, he's not in those either.
No, explain to me who Cypher is.
Cypher is a mutant. Who his power is that he can understand any language.
Yeah,
which means he's very, he can understand all, body language, and he could also understand hacking. And also, whenever they need someone to translate something, he understands. And he can also understand. He can understand, like, there's the robot companion, Warlock. I mean, he's like more an android, more like, and he understands Warlock very well. And people think that this is a lame power, and I mean, yeah, but like that's also kind of the point. That he's still endearing and he's insecure about it. He's very charming. Yeah, his power is not exactly. Now, one thing about Cypher is the editor, the fans did get sick of him and asked them to kill him off, and they did in brutal fashion. So I did actually. I approached Louise Simonson as dressed as Cypher, who she killed off. And she's like, "I love your costume," and I was like, she's like, "I love your costume." I'm like, "Thank you," and I was like, "You did kill me off." Like, what? She's like, she goes, she was like, yeah, I felt bad about it, but they wanted me to kill him off.
Listen, most of them, they come back most of the time. It's fine. Yeah. It's funny that you should say that because I have an original Crow shirt right now. Boom. Take that. Yeah. Very excited about the Crow. Crow is a really amazing movie. Tell Va that superhero fatigue doesn't apply to indie creators. That's good to know.
That's good to know.
PTT. Yeah, very good to know. Is that Doug Ramsey?
Yes. Can't duck. Hashtag can't duck Doug. Hashtag Cypher Squad. Let's go, boys.
Okay, perfect. I like this. I like where this is going. Good times. You're getting to know the deep thoughts of Vaughn Coleman and Cypher, and
I will start an uprising.
You'll start an uprising. Perfect. Let's go. Let's see. Those were the days. The fan also voted to have Robin killed. Listen, I call it a hotline. There were some rioters galore happening in comics, and it's amazing what happens to some characters because people hate them.
It's funny. I talked to Jim Starlin about that because I love to go up to the creators at the cons and just ask them. I always like doing that. And I asked him. I was like, "Did you feel bad about killing Robin?" He was like, "No, I wanted to kill him. I actually submitted a story to kill him off earlier because I think he's stupid. Why is he so colorful? It's like he's asking to get killed when he's with Batman." I was surprised. I thought there'd be some guilt, and he campaigned for the character to get killed off. I was shocked, honestly.
Exciting.
I mean, I didn't want to disagree with him too much. I was like, I like Robin, but I understand. But I mean, I love Robin.
Listen, oh my God. You got some interesting storytelling when characters die. And this is actually one of my favorite questions that Rude asks all the time. If you could Uncle Ben somebody, meaning they're gonna die and you have to take them out yourself, who are you gonna take out? And guess what? They cannot come back, just like Uncle Ben.
In real life?
No, well, yeah. Well, listen, if they can come out of the page and they can cipher. Oh, Cyclops. Cyclops is getting it every single time.
Yo, what? Cyclops is my favorite X-Men. Cyclops.
Oh, we can battle then. We can battle. Listen,
I am the number one Cyclops defender. All right. I'm sorry, Cypher. Okay. Step back. Well, I'm not the number one, but I'm not the number one because I'm the only Cypher defender. But I am a big defender of Cyclops.
Okay.
What are your reasons for disliking him?
I just have never liked him. I just feel like he is very much a douche, and I just don't care for him as a character.
Question: Did you read the comics with him at all?
I have, yes. I just don't care for him as. I've read most of the '90s stuff. I didn't really go too far back in the day because I know it changes during the different writers. But I have a lot of that era of comics for X-Men. But I'm just
getting to that now. Actually, I'm at the. I'm almost done with Claremont's run, so I'm at 1991. I'm about to get to X-Men #1. I'm reading Invincible right now, but then I'm like at the tail end of Chris Claremont's X-Men run. Like I could probably pound it out, but I want to get through Invincible. Yeah. But I mean, I like him, but there's definitely like when Madeline Pryor and that whole thing happened. That was the 80s. That was when I think the character started going downhill. It's because they were like, he's married off. Just kidding. Jean's back. What do we do with the wife and kid? Like,
I mean, yeah.
So, but I love Cyclops personally. I think he's great. I think a lot of writers don't know how to write the character.
That could be true too. There's a lot of characters I don't think people can really express in their writing. I know that's good times, but here we go. Yes, Cole coming in with the hot dogs. Thank you very much. And Henry is saying Cyclops is underrated.
Incredibly, yeah. Where Cypher lives? No, really?
All right. Gonna have to get to that then.
Yeah, hang on. Is that true? There's no way. Who really? People care to know? I mean, I would read it, but I think
I'm surprised. One of the things though, like most of the time you're gonna get a character that has passed away that's gonna come back in a different story. Like it happens a lot in comics. Like it just kind of like it happens unless you get like completely taken out. But then there's always like a resurgence of a character like years from now, which is actually kind of cool. So I like when see people come back like that. It's fun. Then you get new Isaac characters.
Yep.
So I also see some of the books that you got back there, which I actually have some of those myself. Good stuff. Yeah. How excited are you about the new Daredevil series that has been coming out?
I don't have Disney Plus right now, but I do want to read it. I mean, I do want to watch it. Daredevil, I'm huge. Look, Daredevil Born Again is one of the best comic storylines ever. Obviously, Frank Miller's whole Daredevil run is a masterpiece. So good stuff. But it seems to me like it's Daredevil Born Again in name only, from what I'm gathering. Right? I mean, is it even because I know they captured a lot of Daredevil Born Again in season 3, but it still wasn't the same.
Well, I have not watched the new episodes of the Daredevil, but I can't wait to do that because it looks really good and I hear really good things about it. So that's exciting. Henry coming in with a hot take. There was a Marvel rule for decades that the only character who was permanently dead was Bucky, but even that changed. Yeah, they come back every now and then. I do like those weird, like the what ifs or the zombie tales and all that kind of stuff. Like, because you could do interesting things with characters at that point when they come back. So, yeah. So who were you going to take out? Who's your guy that you're removing from comics? Who are you taking out, and how are you going to take this character out?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not caught up with a lot of current stuff.
That's okay. It could be anyone.
I mean, the Damian Wayne.
Get rid of him. Right.
Give me Tim Drake.
Okay. That's a good take. How are you going to take Damian Wayne out? How is he going to go? How's he going to bite the dust?
Well, here's the thing, because I don't want to be one of those. Like, I haven't read that much with Damian Wayne. But, like, what I have read, I haven't liked him. What I have read of Tim Drake, I've liked. So I've always been like, get him out of my comments. But what I would do. So they killed him off and then they brought him back. And I'm like,
but he's gone. He's not coming back at all. So
yeah. No, I'm thinking of how to make him like. I think Oh, I know. I thought of something, but I'm like, no, I can't do that.
Oh, dang.
No. Because I want to be respectful of the people who like Damien, even though I think he's a little
all right
brat. But I would kill him, but I would give him, I really don't like him. Like, I really don't like him.
You could have a fight to the death with Tim. You can have him take him out. It'd be interesting.
No, because then that would taint Tim Drake's character. Tim Drake has to be the bigger man.
I see where you're going with this. I see. Okay.
I have to do it in a way. How would I kill him all? I'd have to really think of it, but off the top of my head, what we could do is he's so deeply embedded because he's Batman's son, right? But he wasn't raised by him. So what we could do is maybe he has some subconscious implant that he's had since he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Right, because he was kind of like raised in tube to be perfect, or like put in a tube. And maybe Raish had embedded something in there, or someone embedded something in there. This would be a retcon. And all of this has been to get close to Batman. And someone, this villain, it could be Raish, activates it. I shouldn't be, because now I actually like this story. Now, so DC, don't steal I will write it. Just hire me. But he basically now he knows all of Batman's stuff. He systematically is going to destroy Batman, and it leads to a born again kind of style storyline. And Damien, in order to prevent Raish from getting this information, sacrifices himself.
Oh,
and he says, "Tim, you were always the true Robin.
Oh, dang.
Thank you for letting me fill your shoes."
Listen, you got to write this down. You hear this, DC people? Let Vaughn write the story. This kind of needs to be told now. Come on.
And so we kind of see Bruce is at the worst, and Tim and Bruce have to kind of work together to fix everything.
I like that you're just shortening his name more and more.
Really.
PTT. Yeah, he's one of my favorite trolls. Let's see. There were a couple of cool stories where Cyclops had to bring Wolverine back, I'm going to say, from the brink when Wolvie and Nightcrawler fought Proteus. No Robin. Okay. What's up, Tate? How are you doing? So if we are just joining us, we're talking to Vaughn here. We're getting really in depth into some storytelling, which I'm getting liking this. We talked about Final Fantasy already. We talked about some games, some comics, and some other stuff. And speaking about comics, you have a comic right now that's active on a campaign, and we're gonna go check it out. So let's go do that. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, how about we're here? Let's do this. So there we go. Boom. Here's this page.
So notice how I even would give justice to a character I didn't like. Well, I mean, maybe Damien fans wouldn't like it, but imagine what I would do with characters I did like. Ladies and gentlemen, Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III and follows the next generation of superheroes rising up. In my world, superheroes fought during World War III, and superhumans kind of led to that. Now, 20 years later, we have the idealistic son of a veteran who is struck by lightning while holding a mysterious crystal, and he finds himself awakening with lightning powers and super speed. And in the first issue, he tried to strike out on his own, but found wasn't going to work out. So in this issue, he's one of the veteran superheroes who fought during World War III, takes him under his wing, and is like, now we begin your training. So he is beginning his training with this basically super ninja, if you scroll down, who fought during the war, with the intent of eventually molding him to join a team of young superheroes, the next generation of heroes. So Phenomenova is going to be the name of the team he will join. You get to meet one of the members of the title team in this issue, and you get to meet the full team, next issue. But in this issue, it's more about training him to get him ready.
Ooh, nice. The art here is really phenomenal, and I do love a good kind of master student kind of story where I love that. I'm always here for that kind of thing. So that looks awesome. This is very exciting because this is your issue too. And if you haven't noticed from up here, you've already hit your funding goal. You're at 74 backers, and you have 64 hours to go. So this is going to end Friday, March 14th at 12:56 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are thinking about backing it, you don't have to worry about funding. It's already funded. And the only thing that you're worried about is just trying to let's get you to 100 backers. That'd be awesome.
That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, be awesome.
You know, I want to. I've been doing Fund My Comic, and I have IndieGoGo as well. But I really want to expand on the Kickstarter and really get it up there in that algorithm. I really like Kickstarter a lot. We have digital options this time around, but also the physicals, and these variant covers are campaign limited. You know, so the best way to get any of these to back the campaign. And here's the thing: I have it on other platforms, which means everyone is working together. So regardless of what platform you back, you're all working toward the same stretch goals. So we have a 10K stretch goal, which is less than $2,000 away at this point.
Oh, perfect.
So, you know, keep it going. And if we hit that stretch goal, everyone will get a trading card of the Phoenix Senshi.
Ooh, I like that. I really much enjoy when you guys do them on different platforms, because you kind of find more of an audience, which is great.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice. But yeah, you had a really good, lots of really good art that I'm seeing on here. And I love that you guys find, I'm stuck in my chair. Let's see. Ooh, this is cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then who's doing your interior arts?
That would be Philip Cruz, who did the main cover. Now, Jesse Hagee, who did the colors on this cover, did the interiors of issue 1 color-wise, but he did not do them for issue 2. Issue 2, the colors were done by Hector Rubilar, who did a great job filling in the shoes of Jesse Hagee, I feel.
I think it looks really good. I like your storytelling, and I really enjoy what I'm seeing so far, especially with the art-wise. I like the superpowers that you have, but I also love how the artist does like their expressions and the action scenes.
That was very important to me. There's artists that I can admit are objectively great, where I just don't like the way they draw faces. It's just a personal thing, where I don't like, or if their faces look too stiff. Like, what I liked about Philip was I liked how his people looked, and I liked the way he does facial expressions. That was a big thing to me, a huge thing to me. And he delivered. That's
something that's really huge to me too when I'm reading a comic, because I love to see how expressive an artist can get with poses. I love it, even in the background, the atmosphere of the backgrounds. But yeah, facial expressions to me is huge in comics. And depending on the facial expression, it's really hard to do that, but also still make it look like the character, but also like give it the life. Because a lot of times you see stuff and sometimes it's too stagnant. But here you can see that the way that it's flowing, like they actually have life to these characters. And I love seeing that. So kudos to your team for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good times. And then who is this character here? This
is Estrella. So Estrella is kind of, you can see a little inspired by Lady Justice / Estrella, the goddess. She is she's deaf and blind, but she could see the world through psychometry. She's the first member of the title team Phenomenova that we meet, but right now she is here as a detective. She functions as a detective. And so, her psychometry sense, basically, even though she's deaf and blind, she could sense the world around her through physical contact and absorbing information. So she can absorb, memories of the world kind of in real time. And she uses it to deconstruct crime scenes. She can, with someone's consent, she could scan their memories. She could silence people's up so they could share memories. She could really sense someone through body language and stuff like that. And she can absorb, like I said, she can absorb information through contact, which means she is able to pick up things like martial arts and whatever by holding things. I'd love to dive. I don't get to go too far into her character, but I would love to dive further into her character.
Yeah.
We scratched the surface. I've written the first 8 issues, and I give her a lot of cool moments, but I think this is one of those characters where she was one of the later ones I came up with, but after enough of just jotting down notes, and I was like, let's actually write the scripts, she went from one of the later characters I was going to introduce to the first member of the team.
Awesome.
Because, first of all, the way she's able to help with exposition with her power set is great, but also, she's just, she ends up being one of my favorites, and I would love to write more of her. I'm curious. I always like to know what characters resonate with people most.
Oh yeah, I think that's fun too, because you were talking about Cypher, and I was talking about my friend is really into Speedball. But some of my favorite characters of all time are the weird off henchman or like the weird villains that don't get enough airtime. Those are my favorite characters. I love seeing those in books. And here's your lovely team of creatives over here. You got some really cool people happening here. Yeah, those are all good peeps. We love them. And then here's your issue for issue 1, your cover, which is great. I love this.
We missed it on the campaign, but if you're ever at a convention, I do have a few leftover variants because the variants are campaign exclusive. Whatever's left is sold at a higher price at conventions. So there was actually a Final Fantasy VII homage cover for issue 1. I have a few left over, only a handful.
Yes, I can. Hang on one second. Let me go ahead and do that. I don't know how, because it's such a tiny image. Let me see if I can do that without you losing what we're looking at. Oh, no, perfect. So we got you over here in the corner.
Yeah.
We got Philip Cruz as your artist. There's your colorist Hector. Let's see. We've got Jorge Medina.
Nice. Yeah, George.
Yeah. You got some looking people. You got Bobby Crucifix over here. You got Jesse. You got Mel. You got Mariano. You got Nick. I love Nick. He's great.
Yeah, Nick is a good friend of mine.
Oh,
Don.
awesome.
So Don's cover is on the Fund My Comic campaign. I forgot to remove that from the Kickstarter, but everything else you could get on every platform. I just left that cover specifically to Fund My Comic.
Yeah, you could just put one of the X's where he's like no longer.
Yeah, well, he is just not the.
Well, I know, but yeah, for a Kickstarter, yeah, no, that's fun. But yeah, hopefully you could see this. But yeah, you got a lot of good people in this team. Like some of these guys I've seen in chats a lot, so they're fun. Or you see them a lot on like platforms like social media and stuff. You could really get a chance to hang with them. They're nice. So yes, hopefully that answered your question there, Kyle. Let's see. Let me go down here. Let's talk about this. So is this dedicated to your uncle, Scott?
Yeah. So the first issue was dedicated to my dad, and the second issue is dedicated to my uncle. There are characters based on both of them in the story. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to do that.
That's awesome. I really love it when people pay an homage or they do something with family members in their books, which is really cool because, you have that's going to live on forever. Like people are going to find these this is also interesting too because like when people find stuff, especially if it's online, like later on in the years go by, like people are going to read this stuff. They're going to see these stories and, they make them think about people. So I love that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Will live on forever. Let's see. Yeah, but yeah, no, I really like your art. Your artist did some great job, and it sounds like you have a really good sense of storytelling too. So, yeah, sounds really fun.
Oh yeah,
yeah, just gorgeous faces. I love it.
Yeah, so that was Dan Daw, and then Nick again did Nick did the colors on that trading card.
Okay.
So that is the character Hotline, who is a tech support character for Phenomenova. All backers will get that trading card with their order. Now, the Indiegogo isn't funded yet. As long as the Indiegogo funds, which is $300 away, they will get it. But Kickstarter backers, you're guaranteed to get this trading card with your physical order.
Oh, perfect. I'll put the Fund My Comic and the Indiegogo link also down below when I'm done with this because I know like some people like to back wherever they're just more comfortable with. And we talked about this earlier, and you said you're about with all the platforms. You said around like $2,000 some dollars.
Oh, I got to change that. It's higher than that.
I know you said but you're like around $2,000 away from hitting the 10K goal. I think you said something like that. And then this is really cool. I love this art style.
Yeah, that one I remember. I hired Julia Lenahan to do that. She is amazing. And it was like I was just like. So the Phoenix Senshi, you get a brief glimpse of in issue 1. In issue 2, we get a lot more of her backstory. She's a fan favorite character. And I was like, you get to draw this character at any point in history. She's like, all right, I want to draw her when she's like a young adult in World War III. And she came up with this idea. I was like, just draw whatever. I know you're going to kill it. I gave her like no direction. Credit to her. She was like, she wanted to combine. She's like, can I do this? I have something different. She's like, can I do like classic Japanese watercolor mixed with like manga styles? And she was describing it to me. I'm like, this is gorgeous. And the end result speaks for itself. We are not there yet though. Everyone will get a trading card with this art. If we hit 10K, we're like $2,000 away from it.
Oh, you're definitely going to be hitting that because it's from all 3 sites, Fund My Comic, Indiegogo, and on Kickstarter. And you have like 64 hours left on Kickstarter, so let's get this as much people as possible. Yeah, because this is gorgeous. This would actually, you know what this would look really cool as too? Have you ever seen those pearlescent prints? This would look so sick as a pearlescent print. I have one from Billy Tucci. He did one a long time ago for She. And then I have a couple other ones, but they're like kind of like feel like they're on watercolor paper. That would look awesome on that. That would look pretty dope. But yeah, no, she did a great job. I love the bold outlines as well. It kind of really makes it stand out from the background, like that, like watercolory, like calligraphy style. Looks great. Oh, she did a phenomenal job on this. Let's see. Then you have another one too. If you hit the 15K stretch goal, which is again combined from all 3 campaigns, you're gonna get a your Rebel Oasis sticker here.
Yeah,
so that's a cool sticker. That's a fun sticker. And then let's see, if you hit 20K, you're definitely gonna green light for issue 3.
Yeah, I mean issue 3, I'm gonna make it. If there's a will, there's a way. But it's basically, I'm like, I could start paying some people to start some work, you know. And it also means we less money we have to raise for issue 3. So
yes,
there will be bleed over. Promiscuous has any so Land of the Lawless was a 10-page short story I wrote for, I don't know if you know Phil Russert, Philbo Publishing, but I won a writing contest. It was the first comic I ever worked on, and I want to do a full book of that, by the way. Like that was an opening scene for what I hope would be longer, but it was self-contained. You could read it for free on Global Comics. The best way to get it, if you find me at a convention, I have a few tragedy trade paperbacks left over. You could get them from Phil Russert. Also, any of the tragedy trade paperbacks with Land of the Lawless. That's the best way currently. But I would say I would love to do something with it at some point. But right now, it's just on Global Comics. We'll see. It's good to know that people want it, though. I don't have it printed because I just was like, it's a 10-page short story. I would love to. I'll tell you what, I would love to expand the full story, but I didn't know if anyone would even want a 10-pager floppy.
So there's a lot of people that really love short stories like that, but Kyle is really huge into indie creators and indie publishing and stuff. And I know a lot of people love just like promoting and buying stuff from people. But let me ask you, Kyle. So, Kyle, how did you even find out about that? And what made you drawn to it that you actually wanted to pick up like a first, like a physical copy of it? Let's let know. And there is Jenna here. What are you talking about, baby? We even had Cole in here dropping some hot dogs.
Hey, type in what? What are you typing in?
Yeah, exactly. What is up, Cran? Good to see you as always. That's right. No, it's fun times. But yeah, I have been dropping that because we're trying to get you way more backers, especially on Kickstarter. Let's go. And you said you're about 300 away from funding on Indiegogo?
Yeah.
Like that? Okay.
But let's focus on Kickstarter for now. And we have like about a week left, or like less than a week left on Indiegogo. So after that, I'll push and be like, come on, just get us. Yeah, Indiegogo seems to be less interested in that platform in general. I progressed a lot since Land of Lawless. Right now you could get it. You could read it for free on Global Comics. Is the best way to get it. And while you're there, follow me on there if you're not following me there already.
Let me see. Let me see if I can go to, is this Global Comics? Yes, it is. Hold on. I'm going to drop the link to your Global Comics right now.
Yeah, you can read, if you're like, I don't trust this Vaughn Coleman guy, you could read issue 1 on there, or you can just read the first 10 pages free with the subscription. You can read issue 1. You could buy the PDF of issue 1. You could buy the physical from my website. If you don't trust me yet, you know. But issue 2, we're getting ready to print. We're basically now, I actually have, like before this, I had DMs with my formatter. We're getting it formatted and sent. Hopefully, it should be in your hands next month. Hoping it sends off to printer soon. Like the book is basically done. So
I love that.
You don't have to worry about that. It's just a matter of how much cool stuff do you want with your purchase, you know.
All of it, apparently. Yeah, no, I like getting extra goodies and stuff for things. But plus, that art is awesome. I really want to see that get made. I'm going to actually unplug for a second because my computer hates me. So just let me know if you can hear me in a hot second.
Sounds good.
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice. Thank you. I don't know why this computer hates me. It like mutes me and removes me from the stream sometimes. It's like, no, damn it. Kickstarter, don't do that. All right. I'm going to go play, pause, full screen this, and let's go. Oh, wait, let me go down about right there. All right, play.
I just wanted to be like the Crusader Corps.
Ooh.
Like my father. I thought with with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt.
The audio's a little off.
I just wanted to make the world a better place.
It's a little like tinny.
It's a little tinny. Yeah, I have to play it through my thing here, but I'll play the actual video. Is it on your website? I mean, is it on your?
It's on my YouTube channel.
Okay, I'll just keep playing it like this, and then I'll just link it in chat to the thing because my computer.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're fine. Here, let me just hit play. That's why I was kind of also lowering it. I don't know if it did it, but you can't really hear anything. So let's just play it, and then I'll link the video. All right, let's do that.
I just wanted to be like the Crusader Corps. Like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps, the Phoenix section. And I will. I have to. Whatever it takes. I will find that spark.
Ooh, yeah, that was really cool. I love the pacing of that.
I kept finding it, and then I found the music. At first, I was like not crazy about it. And what's funny is there's a part where it builds up at the actual climax of the trailer music, and I was like, all right, but we got to time it and build up to that. And as I was editing it, I was like, I actually cut out the main part of that song, the main climax, because I felt like the build up and the build out was all I needed.
Yeah, no, that was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. It set like the pace really well. But the other thing too that I noticed about your character designs is whoever came up with the character designs did a really good job on the costuming because it's not super overly done. That it would be easy for people to go and cosplay, which I think is huge for, especially in like superhero in books that people resonate with. And I think that's awesome. Yes, Grant says good trailer. And ab goals, you are correct. Those were some ab goals right there. Let me refresh this because we can get back to your lovely art here. Boom. So yeah, you have 63 hours to go because it just hit under that. But yeah, you're well on your way to hitting the 10K. And I really hope you hit the 15K because I would love to see that trading card happening.
Well, the 10K is the trading card. The 15K is the sticker.
Yeah, I would love to see that. And then also anything after that, I really hope that you get enough so that you can do issues 30 because this looks really nice. Yeah.
But you gotta understand,
love the story that I'm seeing so far.
Is the more money I have, the more it's not just about give me money. It's about
the
more I have, the more confident I could just I'll pay this person to do this, and it smooths out the process. You know? So that's really what it's ultimately about.
Yeah, you have a quality here with the art and the storytelling and all that stuff. So you want to keep that up. So yeah, it's really good to see that. So yeah, keep going. Let's get you some way more backers on this. It's lovely.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Those are the abs. Yes, we all wish to obtain abs like that. It would be nice. But yeah, that's even in a trailer too. I like the way that you kind of saw the progression of the faces. So I really enjoy that. And what's up, Kyle? What's happening?
How's
the
it
trailer
going?
hits the sweet spot. Yes, that's right. I think so too. I think there's some really good characters in here that would do lovely as some cosplay. So yeah. Has anybody ever done that to characters so far? Have you ever had anybody at a con come up to you yet?
No, I've cosplayed. Someone made though in issue 1 he has a makeshift costume. In issue 2 he has a training uniform. I had someone make the hoodie and go on a live stream cosplayed as it.
Oh, fun! I love that. But yeah, I like right here. I just really love the artist's way of expression, and I think that to me is what sells to me a lot of books that I see.
Yeah.
Especially that to me, I love that because you can't just have like stagnant faces. You have to have those expressions. You have to have this. If you're gonna go in a fight scene and someone's getting beat up, you need to have this. This like shows all like the ranges of things. And I love that you were putting this in here. I love that these artists are going just full on with this. And I love her power too, even though you said that she is blind and can't hear, but she has the power to do all that. But I love the way that you incorporated her power of how that like works.
Yeah, really and when you read the issues, these variant covers kind of have another extra level of meaning.
Okay.
Like her and the crystal in the background, you'll kind of be like, oh, okay, I get what that means when you read the issue.
Nice. And then this is just cool. I really enjoy this scenery here.
Yeah, my friend, I remember we had a black and white cover that was an homage to Bloodstrike #1 for issue 1. And then we were like, I had the same artist. We were like, let's do another back cover. And we were like, what do we play around with? And he was like, you want to do black and white again? And we ended up doing grayscale again. We did grayscale the first time, wasn't even planned, but it was Bloodstrike. And so we might just keep having him. We're 2 for 2. We might just keep doing grayscale back covers by the same artist.
That's fun. I think that's fun. It kind of gives it something a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, I want it to be something that's reflective. That's like it works as a piece for the issue, but it doesn't work as a front cover.
Yeah, but I love that though, because that's some of my favorite art. You get the treasuries, or you would pick up the X-Men classic, the classic X-Men back in the day, and they had that cool just back cover. So I like that. You're just kind of telling a different story with a different tone on the back. So that's really awesome. You can also get way different expressions because what I'm seeing here, like I was saying earlier, I love that the background also tells a story, which is also very expressive. And I love this. Yes, she's blind. Justice is blind. That's right. And yeah, Kyle's also saying keep the noir on the back cover. I think so too. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think I might keep doing that. With which again, like, so my main artist can't. X-Men Classic did have some really good covers.
Yeah.
I need to go back and look at them. I need to look at them. I don't know if I ever looked at the back covers for X-Men Classic.
Treasuries. Have you ever really delved into treasury art? Some of the art that's on the back of treasuries is some of the best art. It's fantastic. I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, you might really like some of those. There's some X-Men ones for some of those characters. Nice character profiles, histories. Yes, exactly. Great covers and back cover artists on the classic. Yeah, there's some really good ones. You would probably really enjoy those. And those are some stuff that I still find to this day in the dollar bin. That's pretty much how I got my. Well, back in the day, they were 10 for $1 because I'm old as hell. But
I still do.
Yeah, but that's how I got a lot of my comics back in the day was for the classic X-Men's. Yeah, that's how I found them all.
That's the one that got me in. Chris Claremont's run got me in. So
yeah, and I was always collecting those. I love those. They're fun reads. But yeah, this is really good. I like it. Yeah, but if anybody else has any other questions, go ahead and ask them now because, listen, this went way too fast. We're at like an hour already.
It went by really fast.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead. I will. Let me see. Wait, can I get to the? Will it let me go to the YouTube page from here? No. I'll just go to your YouTube page. I'll drop it after this. I'll put the link down below in the trailer so people can go and click it and actually go to your YouTube page for the trailer. So that we can go and watch it. Yes, Art Adams did a whole bunch of those. You're not wrong. There's some really good ones on there. Good time stuff in there. Here, let me do this real quick. There's our lovely faces. Hello. I know. Listen, you can come back here anytime. I will gladly have you on. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, I wish you super luck on this because you were doing such a phenomenal job creating and storytelling. And I really love that you really take care of like the artists and like how they are expressing that your work in the story. I love that. Oh, that's a good question. Crayon.
I'll tell you this. It was on the campaign briefly when I was showing off the preview page on Fun My Comic. Actually, it was on a stream. And then I was like, it's my favorite page from the book, but I'm like, I'm saving it for the book. I will give the page number. It's page 19. 19. It details the Phoenix Senshi's backstory. It's my favorite page in the book. I think when you get there, you will understand why. I think it's my artist's favorite page too.
That's awesome. You said that was an issue 2?
Issue 2. Well, you said favorite tier art in his latest book. is what.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even on the campaign page, but you'll
fun.
like it when you get it.
Dude, I'm really liking what I'm seeing already. I haven't even read it, and it seems fun to me. I think you have a really good head on your shoulders, especially when it comes to your vision of your book that you want and how you are getting it out there. And I think it's great.
Thank you.
So how long have you been working on this book, by the way? How long has it been?
Working on the book itself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is issue 2. So when was your first campaign then?
The first campaign, well, I was working on it obviously well before the first campaign, but the first campaign was April last year. So issue 2 will be out within a year of issue 1 dropping the campaign. So like I said, if the money, like I've proven, and I want to prove that when you give me the money, I'm not just throwing it like that.
Yeah.
I took what I got from 1, went straight into 2. It's a slower economy, whatever, but I am willing to keep this train moving as much and as fast as I can because I believe in this, I believe in what I'm doing. So about a year ago is when I launched the campaign, but I've been working on this forever. This was the original idea I came up with when I was in 2nd grade, actually. So this is literally a childhood dream of mine coming to life.
That's awesome. I love seeing that. And Chris says, very good. No spoilers. Yeah. You got to get back it so you can go figure out what page she's talking about there.
Yeah.
But I'll drop the link one more time. There's a link right there. It's pinned also at the top. It's down below in the descriptions. Go click on it. After we're done here, because this ends by Friday, I will go and put the Indiegogo and we're done and the Film My Comic on here just to get you guys pushed over there. I will also drop the link to your trailer video to go down into the chat as well. So go check that out of here. But yeah, no, that's right. Just a taste. So, just go get a little something for them to come back. That's right. Come back to issue 3. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we get out of here, are you doing any other videos, live stuff on your channel? You could be at any cons or anything? Anything that you want to promote?
I'm going to be at a con in New Jersey this weekend. It's called Nerd Force Fan Fest. It's like a tiny little con at a university in New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
I'll be at a couple small ones in New Jersey. I'm going to be at Heroes Con this year. Terrific Con this year. Trying to hit as many as I can, but I'm starting off slower. For my YouTube channel, I'm trying to figure out a regular schedule. I upload shorts every day. That's one of the things I do is I upload shorts every day. I do live streams. I do some gaming live streams, though I haven't in a while. Like I played through some of the original Sonic games on my channel recently, like Sonic the Hedgehog 3. As well as some newer ones. That was a lot of fun. I love to do YouTube. I do wherever the winds take me. I do gaming content. I do discussions. Sometimes I want to fire up stream and just hang out and just talk nerdy stuff.
Sometimes you got to do that. Listen, sometimes you got to hang out with a bunch of weirdos and just talk weird stuff and get down right in there. It's good times.
So I will be hosting a discussion this Thursday on the Invincible Season 3 finale.
Ooh, nice.
So if you're interested in that, definitely make sure you tune in.
Very cool. Hold on, my chat. I want to go down. There we go. Thanks again. Yes. And Henry is saying, remember that there have been a bunch of underground independent creators who didn't make a dime in their comics for years. They were passion projects. Yes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in the campaign world. As long as you're getting your product out there and you're happy with it, I think.
That's one of the things I had to kind of realize. We've been attending King Con. Someone mentioned that to me. I might have to make a point of attending King Con, actually.
I've actually had friends go to that one. They actually kind of enjoy it.
I can't. I don't think I can go as a creator, but I will make a note of King Con in my phone.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them in that little circle. It's like Connecticut, New Jersey area, over in that area. I know a lot of people that drive down from New York to go to a lot of those. What's else? It's called Terrific Con as well. I think somewhere over there.
Terrific Con is my favorite comic book convention.
Oh yeah. Nice. Oh hey, what's up, Aaron? He says Conquest is going to be dope. That's right. Oh, it's only $5 to get into King Kong. Nice. I wonder if Chris is going to go this year. Chris, I have a friend that's over in that area that goes to that one. Yeah, just come and hang out. We got to do that. Okay, we have a question. Is the story going to stay pretty solidly in the genre it's currently at, or is there a line that might blend into other genres like supernatural, horror, etc.?
For right now, it's a pretty straight superhero story for the first 8 issues. I'd love to dive into. I have ideas for here's a little horror-esque storyline, whatever down the line. But for a while, it's going to be superhero. You know, I have other ideas to branch into other genres as well in other franchises. I'll tell you what my ideal plan. My ideal plan is to keep Phenomenova going at a fast enough pace and then have other stuff in the background. Okay. So I have other genres I want to dive into. I'd love to do more horror. And I have some horror storylines I want to do within Phenomenova. Some horror issues, whatever. Just kind of like how X-Men, there was the Brood Saga, stuff like that. I would love to tap into other genres, but for now, we're sticking with the idealistic teenage superheroes. You know, I really wanted to, I always say this, in an age of deconstruction, Phenomenova is a reconstruction and a reconstitution of the superhero genre. I want to double down on everything I love about this genre. Nice.
That's awesome. Now, because you're a filmmaker, I'm going to ask you a filmmaker-y question. Are there any directors, alive or dead, that you would have loved to have made a film with?
Are there any? Of course.
Who are your top go-tos?
Oh, man. You know, I would answer that in a second. I mean, John Carpenter is up there for sure.
Yeah.
Spielberg, I would love to have worked with him. I would say James Cameron, but he has a reputation for being very tough to work with.
I see.
So I feel like I'd love to be like, oh my God, I'm a PA at a James Cameron movie. I don't know. So it would be cool though.
Listen, any of that sound like it'd be quite fascinating. Even if you're just there, like running coffee all day, that would be just a really amazing experience just to be around. I would love that. Yeah.
I mean, Tarantino, I'd love to work with.
Tarantino, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Frank Darabont. My favorite movie is The Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. Nice.
Frank Darabont would be cool.
Yeah. I would have loved back in the day to been around that like Universal Monster era. I would have loved that so much. That would have been so good.
That'd be cool.
Or even like the 30s and the earlier films. But yeah, the Universal Monster movies, I would have loved that. And also, I would have loved like top peak 80s, 90s Tim Burton. Just because he's so like wacky, but also like creative. I would have loved that. That would have been amazing. Yeah, very nice. Yes, let's see. All the Swamp Thing and Doctor Strange. Yeah,
nothing on those lines yet, but
yeah, you may have risen. Yeah, but it's like definitely hit up some of the guys because they go to King Kong a lot over there in that area.
All right, I'll try and swing by then. I guess you're not the first one to mention it to me. I've had a few people mention it to me to go to King Con. So I think I'm going to make a point of just, even if I won't have a table, but I'll swing by as a fan. I'll have some flyers for Phenomenova issue 2. Yeah. If you want me to sign some stuff, well, I'll walk around. You know, I might.
That's when you got to walk around, put the hoodie on. Like,
I'll have stuff in my. I guess I could have.
Like, take all the pictures with the fans. That's what you got to do. It's good time.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming here. That was fun. I had a very last time chatting with you. I'm glad that everybody showed up in here. I know it's good people. But yeah, I will drop all the rest of those links down below when we're out of here. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you for being.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead, share this all over the place. Let's get way more views on this because you do have like 63 hours. You have until Friday to back the campaign for Kickstarter. So let's get on that. And then you got like $300, I think, is the goal to hit for Indiegogo. You said that ends like next week.
Yeah, with $300 from that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, let's get that on there. And Jay says later all, he was lurking this entire time, but we're going to get out of here. So thanks for everybody for hopping in here. Bye.